to the Final Four. We join you from the windy city of Chicago, Illinois. Welcome to the TIAA Big Ten Championship. The title game, Purdue and Michigan going head-to-head to hoist the trophy. How do these two teams get here? Michigan, a tight win over Wisconsin in the semifinals, and Purdue outlasted UCLA to advance to the championship round. And happy Selection Sunday, everybody. Welcome Ian Eagle, Grant Hill, Bill Raftery, Tracy Wolfson, the rest of our CBS crew. Boy, can you feel it in here? Because we're ready to dance. You got this game, though, before we find out where everybody's going. Michigan, Purdue, both will be a part of the championship. The question is where? For Michigan, they're going to be a #1 seed. We understand that. They've done things in the Big Ten this year that teams haven't done in 50 years.
Yeah, and they've been as dominant on the Big Ten regular season as I can recall. And to finish the job and be tournament champions, they got to come and bring it against a very talented Purdue club.
Two teams at the top of their game. Look for the physicality, not the finesse. Toughness in the Big Ten.
All right, let's check out our fast analysis right now. AT&T.
And Raph, you want toughness? Well, how about the bigs of Michigan? They're versatile, they defend, great length, and of course, the best shot blocker in college basketball, Mara, who not only can defend, but can also pass. Great movement, unselfish. These guys play for one another. Talented bigs.
And Purdue's got some studs as well. The ability to offensive rebound, club, sensational, can really seal the deal. But what I like the most about these two, they love to pass and find one another. Great looking targets, and they can finish with the best of them.
Let's get more from Tracy.
Well, Ian, you guys talked about the bigs. Let's talk about these point guards. Braden Smith averaging just 5 points in this tournament so far, but it's his facilitating that they count on the most. He needs just 13 assists to break the NCAA Division I assist record for Michigan. Elliot Cadeau must find a way to stay out of early foul trouble. Dusty May telling me when he's not out there, it's hard for them to find their offensive rhythm. Now he had a big game against Purdue in February. They're going to need a big one from him today.
Countdown to tip-off continues. We'll have the starting lineups, and then we will get it started. Two teams left standing in the Big Ten. It's Purdue, and it's Michigan for the championship.
AT&T's been carrying America's calls since the 1800s. When you've been around that long, you can spot a hustle coming from a mile away.
Allstate, you're in good hands. And by Buffalo Wild Wings. Try Pick 6 for $19.99. Welcome to CBS Sports' presentation of NCAA Conference Championship Weekend, presented by Allstate. Matt Painter leading this Purdue squad. They're playing at a very high level at the right time. Number 18 team in the country. Let's check out the starting lineups. Consistency for Purdue: Smith, Cox, Lawyer, Kaufman, Wren, and Clough. Michigan: Cadeau, Burnett, Johnson, Lendeborg, who was the hero in the semifinals, hitting that big three to give Michigan the win, joined by Mara. And what Dusty May has done in his 2 years at Michigan, nothing short of extraordinary. 58 wins, the second most wins in the first 2 seasons for any Big Ten head coach all time, behind Bruce Weber. We're underway. Michigan controls the tip.
All right, they go. The ability to play a little.
Cadeau controls pace. He made a big shot prior to the Lendeborg three.
He sure did.
Mara going to that left hand, popped up in the air, and it's claimed by Lendeborg.
One of the keys is rebounding, defensive rebounding. You can't give this Michigan team second chances.
Double team comes. Johnson, Cutter, Cadeau, extra. Burnett got a three.
He's as good as anybody relocating. Why not the find? Good dish by the guard.
Right away, Raph, Lendeborg guarding Braden Smith. Lendeborg's done a bunch of that this season. This size, trying to limit the passing ability of Braden.
And that's why they give it up early, soon, because they automatic switch can get the big fella off him. Here he comes again, though.
First meeting was February 17th. Michigan, a 91-80 win at Mackey Arena. Cox, the pull-up. It's good.
This kid, he can knock him down, can he?
Especially with Mara there in that drop coverage. That will be there all night with Mara in the game for Purdue.
Cadeau on a bounce. It goes through the hands of Johnson. Burnett trying to save. It's out of bounds.
Early on, you mentioned the offensive rebound. It was Johnson that flicked it back out. You got to keep him off the glass.
You can see the wings of Purdue are small. Cox, Smith, Lawyer, they don't have the size, of course. How many teams in basketball have the size of Michigan? Michigan's physicality defensively, too, impressive.
3 leading scorers for Michigan are all 6'9" or taller. The only team in the country.
Yeah, there's that switch. Cadeau's got run. They got to find him.
Clough gets a touch way outside. He does most of his work on the interior. Smith feeds the post. Kaufman-Renn. He was in the crowd. Smith kicked it. Lawyer, flyby, and the 3 is pretty.
Tell you what, he passes up some shots, but he does find some people, doesn't he, Smith?
He does, and Lawyer, he's got to be aggressive. Hit 2 shots in their first matchup February 17th early. He's got to stay aggressive, hunting those 3-point opportunities.
Michigan looking for back-to-back Big Ten tournament titles.
Tough catch.
Mara. It went through his hands. Smith is leading the break. Looking for the cutter. Kaufman-Renn. All alone. Uncontested jam for the big Aussie, Oscar Clough.
And that's what you have to do. You have to run the floor. Mara a little slow getting back. Took nice advantage.
And a 7-3 lead for the Boilermakers.
Got the hook and finds people, too. Everybody's staying at home because of that.
Coming on the dribble, but he can fight everybody.
Extra feed. Burnett made a 3, makes another.
Can't leave this kid alone.
I wonder, do you double Mara? Maybe you play him straight up.
Not for a while, right? Give it a shot.
Give him different looks defensively.
And Burnett has scored all 6 points for Michigan.
And the only thing I can think, though, is maybe keep the bigs out of foul problem.
That's fair.
Early.
Switch out front. Cox now dealing with Johnson.
You go to work now. Bounce and get your little hook going.
Kaufman-Renn against the smaller Cadeau. Help from Mara. Patience from Kaufman-Renn. He missed it. And it comes outside. Cox misses from 3-point territory.
Mara on the sprint, too. Looking for it. Ooh, not a good pass there.
Lenderborg feed. Mara lets it pass. Oh, no! He nutmegged him!
He nutmegged him. Oh, the audacity. What a passer. Plays with personality, great feel. Get a little breather right here, but man.
He does do some great things, though. How about that one?
Oh, man.
I've seen him go between the legs, behind the back. And of course, his outlet passes are extraordinary.
When you go between the defender's legs.
That's not fair.
Yeah. Gale misses on a corner 3. He just checked into the game and replaces Mara.
And this lineup right now defensively. Oh, good pass.
Oh, he puts a mustard on that to Clough, and he's fouled by Johnson.
I let that duck in for the big guy, too.
And how about how Clough has played here in Chicago? Has been aggressive, been looking for him. He runs the floor. Just does a great job rim running, and look at fighting inside for position. And of course, Smith, he will find you if you get open. They got to play their game. Purdue, they want to go inside. They got to be aggressive. Clough and Kaufman-Renn have to be good today.
The journeys are so unique for all players that get to this level. Substitution here, Jack Benter in. Oscar Clough, Australia to junior college in Arizona, and then moves on to Washington State, South Dakota State, and now Purdue. You go back to his JUCO days in Arizona, he played against Yaxel Lenderborg, who also was attending junior college in Arizona. They played 3 times.
Well, you went to Syracuse. Nobody really wanted you, so you stayed there. These guys were in demand.
Such an interesting way to view my journey.
Oh, man.
9-6 Purdue.
They run that little pick and curl beautifully.
Cadeau, swing it. Mara back in.
Ball fake.
Gale, attack mode. He floats it in.
That's his game. Really tough off that bounce. Physical type of player as well.
These were the 2 preseason favorites in the Big Ten. Purdue picked to finish number 1. Michigan picked to finish number 2. Both teams 3 out of 5. Clough lays it in on a roll to the rim.
And I love what Clough did. Go into the body there of Mara.
Early. Lenderborg again doing it at his pace. He didn't get sped up because there were 2 defenders there.
I like him going inside, taking advantage of his size, the mismatch against the smaller Purdue defenders.
They're searching out mismatches here. They're going to get that little drop coverage.
Got to shoot this
shot.
Got to look to shoot.
Yeah.
Little zigzag move. Smith gets cut off. Benner swings it. And now to the post. Clough.
Everybody stays at home. He's got a little hook in his game, too.
He missed it. Benner couldn't grab it. Tried to tap it towards the rim.
They got the post up they want there with Smith.
They went to the other side. Lendeborg had Smith underneath.
He's got him again.
High low.
Mara rims out. Smith got his hands on it and knocked it over to Clough. This Purdue team is ranked number 2 in the country in offensive rating, according to KenPom. So they execute at a high level. Smith inside the arc, doesn't go.
And Raph, that's okay that he missed that. He hasn't shot the ball well as of late, but he's got to be aggressive, hunting for his opportunities.
Lendeborg thought about a 3. He'll line it up. Bottom.
Boy, has he got his confidence out.
You hit a game winner, that'll do that.
Electrifying call by Bird.
And Lendeborg said it was the first game winner of his life. He's been waiting for those moments to pop up. It just happened to be in a huge spot on a big stage. Lawyer, knock away, Gale, chase down. Gale couldn't get the angle. It's out of bounds off of Michigan. We got a timeout with the Wolverines in front by 2. Boiler up. Purdue has been locked in. Michigan has answered. Tight one early as you're watching the TIAA Big Ten Championship.
You guys okay back there?
Yeah.
Okay.
When you're ready for spring break,
Hi, guys.
emphasis on the break. It matters where you stay. Book your spring break now. Hilton for the stay.
I never thought this would happen.
When disaster takes control of your life, we got you. Get it back with a single call to the team that shows up fast to make things right. Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
Michigan leads by 2 right now. Let's take a look at a fresh fun fact of the game presented by FreshBet. Braden Smith, Big Ten tournament assist records. Single game did that this tournament with 16. Single tournament 37, and career assists in the Big Ten tournament. He is now closing in on the all-time mark. Ride that train if you're Braden Smith, and boy, what a career it's been for Smith. The Westfield, Indiana native closing in on Bobby Hurley's all-time record.
And what a career this young man has had, and to think that record, I didn't think that would ever be broken. And Braden Smith right there, you know, I did wonder if he would just take today off to get some rest for next week.
For your man. But, you know, the difference is he's got great players around him. Bobby was limited.
That's true.
The supporting group.
Smith already has 2 today, so we'll just keep an eye on that throughout the day. Purdue down by 2. Kaufman-Renn out of the timeout. Go right to the rim as he banks it home.
Talk about the physicality of this game. That kid can lay the wood on you. Big, broad shoulders, drilling it.
Known as TK, Trey Kaufman-Renn ties this game at 13.
Automatic switch here on the back screen.
Trey McKinney is in for Michigan, the talented freshman.
And this is where they lose a little fluidity. Nice hands.
And Kaufman-Renn with the steal and the save. Lawyer fakes on a 3. Lawyer loops it. Had to adjust because of Mara.
Indomitable obstacle.
Get into it quickly here with Mara. Hands it off. Lendeborg. Swing it. Find the open man, Gale. Gale got a little contact there as Harris was trying to defend him, and it's out of bounds.
See what Gale does, with Cadeau out of the game, they don't have the penetrating. It's almost the point forward mentality. The Axel is going out now. Looks like they're going to come back with the leader of the pack, Cadeau.
So Cadeau returns. Morez Johnson Jr. joins him. Gale will sit on the bench along with Lendeborg.
And Dusty May right now using his bench. A lot of subs here early. Understanding 3 games in a row. Maybe trying to keep his group fresh here for this last day of tournament basketball.
They're staying at home when they can on the drop coverage and switching other spots on Smith. Got to shoot it.
Bounces it. Kaufman-Renn.
Wow. How about the physicality there?
Driving kick. Smith lets it fly. Off the rim. Rebounded. It's Harris. Lawyer couldn't get the baseline. He got cut off there by McKinney.
He can go now because he can elevate. He's got strength again. Look at that.
Nice shot fake. Great footwork. And he's not afraid. Had a big game, 27 and 12 in their first matchup.
Well, this kid's been a scorer. 20 points. Nothing for him the last couple of years.
His experience has been on display thus far. Kaufman-Wren has given Purdue a 2-point advantage.
And this is his natural spot, the 5 spot too. That's to his advantage.
Nice rebound. Oh, man.
He's a different guy when he's playing the 5 spot.
But it's going to stay right here.
Like Bentner there trying to block out Johnson. But look at this. 2 big guys on him. Great footwork. Takes his time. Shot fake. Get Mara in the air. And he has got all types of moves. You said it best. He's a scorer.
He is. And he's got a counter. He loves that left shoulder, obviously, but he's pretty good on that left box, drop stepping too. Not often.
I think it's important mentally for Purdue to establish themselves inside.
Nobody's
to
been
have
afraid.
that confidence.
Cheddar is in for Michigan. Meyer for Purdue. Cadeau off the heel, and Cheddar is hacked.
Good size too. That front line. He's 6'8", 6'9".
America's best chefs face off in the ultimate arena for the biggest prize in culinary competition history. Who will take home $1 million in America's Culinary Cup? New CBS Wednesday after Survivor and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Hey, Grant, now with this lineup, I'd go inside on the other end with Wren. I don't think they can match up. Ideally, it would be Johnson on him.
I agree.
Kaufman-Wren picks up the foul, goes to the bench. Bender checks back in. Ball movement leads to a McKinney jumper, and it's no good.
Cheddar, I think.
Foul call. Cheddar throwing the body around.
And great toughness there. Purdue right now small, 1 big on the floor, so they got a gang rebound. Michigan sending a ton to the offensive glass. Matt Painter and his team to bring that toughness that Purdue basketball is all about.
And that was a short rest for Kaufman-Wren.
I think he saw the lineup out there. Why not? They don't have anybody to play either big consistently.
Maybe they attack Cheddar here. Whoever Cheddar is guarding.
Well, Clough, he can carve out some. Now they switch back. Johnson's on him. Now Cheddar's got his problems with Wren.
Prior to this game, Purdue trailed in the Big Ten tournament for a grand total of 48 seconds. Wow. That's how good they've been. That shot gets blocked. Harris, but Smith is there to retrieve it. 10 to shoot. Letting the board back in for Michigan.
Johnson helping out. Clough getting an offensive rebounding position.
Get to that left shoulder. Oh.
And he goes to the left hand. It's an air ball. And Cadeau is there for the board.
Cheddar banged him out a little bit. Extra step.
McKinney. Swing. Cheddar. Off.
Look at Clough. Both hands. Squeezes it.
He was so good on the glass. 14 boards in the semifinals. Purdue up by 2. We approach 11 minutes to play in this first half.
Wren's got to get inside.
Smith backs it out. Nobody's guarding him. He takes and misses on a 3-ball. Rebound grabbed by Cheddar. And Kaufman-Wren, he got stuck in there, and his left arm, he was favoring it for a moment, upset at the call.
Trying to sell it, I believe, as well. And Smith really good open look, getting some shots.
Yeah, that could have been dangerous there. Ooh, would have hyperextended his arm.
That is the second foul on Kaufman-Wren. He appears to be okay. We'll step aside. 2-point game here in the first half.
We're down by 40.
They said we couldn't toast our sandwiches, but we did. They said we couldn't make a euro.
And we are in Chicago for the Big Ten Tournament Championship. Moments ago, Tracy Wolfson with Michigan head man Dusty May.
Coach, a tight one early. What has stood out to you so far?
I like where we are defensively. We've messed up a couple switches, and we've got it fixed. I think we're contesting jumpers well. Other than the first minute or two, our defense has been sound.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Tracy. Kaufman-Wren, that arm was in a very awkward position, but there have been no signs of any issues whatsoever.
Now he's feeling it a little bit there. Cadeau so solid back on the floor. 5 assists. He is key to this team.
And this is not something we see very often, guys, but there's been a uniform change. Braden Smith, who normally wears number 3, is now wearing number 41. So
must have been some blood on the shirt.
Yeah, mark it down in your program.
tough move here.
Lendemore couldn't finish it. The follow goes the length of Johnson.
Johnson used his speed, though, to get inside position there on Clough. And I like the play out of the timeout, getting Lindenborg a driving opportunity in space.
That ended a 3-minute, 45-second scoring drought for Michigan. Outside Meyer. Harris looks down low for Clough.
Everybody staying at home. Big guy making his move.
Missed it. McKinney off the carom. Hard push up the floor.
Keeping Cadeau out of the lane is imperative.
Cadeau, head and shoulder fake, lob it. I think Johnson thought it was going to be a shot. He was going for the rebound, and now they're discussing it, but there was a hole on the inside.
You're right. Johnson was not expecting that pass. The foul there kind of bailed him out. Look, Cloughed him, as Raph coined the phrase yesterday. But you're right, Cadeau, so good at getting into the paint. Easier said than done, keeping him out.
Cadeau averaging 10.2 points per game, 5.5 assists, the transfer from North Carolina.
And in the corner, Cadeau with Clough on him. I thought he could do some damage.
McKinney. Nice move. McKinney gets it done.
Love this kid's game. Though he can make threes, he can be powerful in that 3-second lane.
He's got a 6'9" wingspan and has proven to be a 3-level scorer. 2-point lead for Michigan.
Going to play a lot of minutes next month.
Harris over for Meyer, the freshman. 12 to shoot.
Nice shot fake.
Benter is going to take it inside the arc. Short. He's been dealing with a wrist injury.
Purdue's getting some good open looks, just can't convert.
Absolutely.
Switch out front. Cadeau, swing, Lendemore. Lined it up. Way off.
See if Meyer can get going a little bit too.
Purdue opened 3 of 3 from the field. They've gone 3 of their last 14.
Look how he guards. Axel understands the game, trying to ice it one way.
10 on the timer. Smith, he's got Johnson defending him. Smith.
There you go.
New uniform
there you go.
And new results on the jump shot.
His long arms, he can fade with the best of them. Very difficult to block his shot. Maybe build some confidence, too.
It was all the uniform.
Yeah, I think so. We're tied at 17. Cadeau, a risky pass. Lendemore, right back. Cadeau, off the heel, tracked down. Cheddar and Smith, and then Cheddar loses his footing.
And that's the area. Remember before the game, it was like ice on the sideline.
Yeah, it's a bit slick in that area, so it's off to the side of the court. As you hit the sideline, watch Cheddar here.
Right there, it's unbelievable. I don't know if it's the ice.
Like me last night with you, Raph.
You were sliding pretty good when they asked for the credit card. I know that.
So Cheddar's okay, but that is an area that they should be aware of. We're tied at 17. We approach 8 minutes to go. First half. Smith short on a 3, and a foul called on Clough.
You can't believe it.
That's number 2 on the big man.
It becomes so natural.
So Kaufman-Wren has 2. Clough has 2. That'll send Daniel Jacobson, the 7-footer, into the game for Purdue.
Clough just trying to be physical there. Just, pushes Morrow right out of the way.
We used to call that the Tavern League discard. I know you never played one of those, but he is a physical presence.
Now, this small lineup for Purdue, they're going to have to scrap and gain rebound defensively.
Well, Jacobson can do the job, I think, on the offensive end. This is the area of concern, I think.
Get it inside. Double team on Mara.
Aggressive trap.
Cadeau. Extra. Lendemore. Missed it. Jacobson fighting for the rebound, and a foul is called on Michigan.
Mara, I think, on that weak side. Jacobson doing his job. They always have a big waiting around, don't they?
Adai Mara picks up the foul. Michigan and Purdue getting after it in the Big Ten Championship. This conference championship weekend presented by Allstate.
When a shopping cart smashed my head.
No turnovers for the Boilermakers. They're not making threes either. 1 of 6. Michigan is 3 of 11 from downtown. We're tied at 17.
Because looking at that last game, Cadeau had such a good game.
And let's check in with Tracy during the timeout. Had Matt Painter.
A much different start than the time you played in February. What do you like so far that you've seen?
Yeah, we have to keep the ball in front of us. Obviously, we're trying to double Mara, and he's such a good passer. We're doing it on the dribble to try to mess with him a little bit. Right there, we had a good possession, but the other two we didn't. They found people on the weak side, so we might have to mix that up a little bit. But we just got to rebound the basketball. I thought we've had the ball at the rim a couple times and scored it. A couple other times we didn't. We've had some open looks there. We're going to have to convert on those plays, all right, to be able to make a move here.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right, Tracy. 173rd all-time meeting between these two programs, and Matt Painter's been a part of a lot of them. Purdue leads the all-time series with a mark of 94 and 78. So Kaufman-Wren returns, playing with those two fouls. Clough is now on the bench. 7:40 mark of this first half.
Get Meyer a little involved as well. Pull-up jumper, pretty good at that.
It rims out. And Mara with the extension. Lendeborg dribbling through traffic. Gets cut off by Meyer. Step back, Jack. Kaboom!
How about this kid? Had 17 and 7 assists in their first game against one another. 5 assists thus far. Boy, they need him as the catalyst.
First points of the day for Elliot Cadeau, the West Orange, New Jersey native. The answer from Smith is off the mark. 3-point lead for Michigan. Meyer getting physical with Cadeau. Screen from Mara. Lob it up.
There you go.
Slow it down. Mara, the big man, doesn't have to jump very high to put that one down hard.
And Raph, that's all Elliot Cadeau right there. Hit a three on the previous possession, but when he gets into the paint, just makes the right play every time for Michigan.
Michigan up by 5. Lawyer, ball fake on a 3. Step back jumper. Ooh. It's good, and a foul. A chance for 4 for Fletcher Lawyer.
Axel wants a lifting of the leg, but the activity, Lawyer's been pretty quiet. Everything stems from his activity, screening, rescreening, making himself available.
Just works so hard to get open there. You saw both Michigan players contest initially there, and then late there, Lendeborg trying to contest. You appreciate the effort. Just got to be smart, not make contact on those 3-point attempts.
That is the first foul on Lendeborg. It sends Lawyer to the free throw line and converts. Back into the game is Oscar Clough for the Boilermakers.
Sort of rotating the big, saving them foul problems. He only has 1, Rem with the 2.
They're both experienced seniors, been in these situations. Just got to be smart here to finish out this first half.
Mara way outside. He lobs it upstairs. Hammer jam. Lendeborg.
How about the pass, the point center? Goodness, with the great 5.
Adai Mara has legit ability as a passer. Lawyer, bounce it. Clough attacks, but he couldn't crank it down. Foul is called.
Well, I thought he exposed it early. I thought he could have cradled and made it a 3-point play.
I thought he took off a little too soon right there.
Almost got a flat tire here.
And a huge call because it's against Lendeborg, and that's number 2 on him.
Yeah, I mean, this pass, to be that tall, the skilled, so unselfish, and then the confrontation. Wow, from that angle,
it's play on, right?
Yeah, let that play on. If anything, I thought Clough's weak hand might have caused the contact.
That one dances off for Clough. And Mara just told him, ball don't lie.
You know, both coaches really biding time here with rotations. Saving guys with fouls.
1 out of 2 for Oscar Clough. So Clough has 2. Kaufman-Wren has 2. Lendeborg has 2 for Michigan. Lendeborg now on the Wolverines bench. 24-22. Michigan. Johnson on the rack attack.
How about the timing? You like McKinney on that play?
Well, he attacked the closeout. The burst he had to get into the paint. Super talented.
26-22. Michigan.
Well, the more you watch Cadeau, he has quick feet too to guard a guy.
Screen out front.
Mismatch inside.
They get it. Clough. That's easy. And one.
And Raph, so smart there from Oscar Clough. Had the smaller defender on him. And the pass went right into his shot. First of all, McKinney attacking the drive. Johnson just makes himself available with that finish. But Clough, he went quick before the defense could come to help. Mara was coming as well as Johnson. So right now with those fouls, Clough having an impact.
Cadeau picks up the personal. Oscar Clough can crack double figures.
And Bert, early in the game, they were searching out these mismatches. Now finding the timing proper, the entry pass on the money. Good cross.
Cadeau, cutter, Burnett lays it in.
Love this kid, the way he gets himself free.
Well, I'm not sure
Exposes the D.
I'm not sure how Cadeau found him. The pass there was high level.
That is the 7th assist of this first half for Elliot Cadeau.
He is guarding well, too, on his switching.
Michigan leads by 4. Benter keeps the ball moving. Ooh. Benter goes down. Cadeau goes down. Lawyer with 8 to shoot. Makes his move. Lawyer all the way as he banks it home.
His hesitation froze the big fella. Little blow by. Lawyer known for that deep 3.
Lawyer has 9. 2-point lead for Michigan.
Nice back door. Look at this kid pass.
McKinney sticks with it, and it's rejected by Clough. Meyer, bullet feed. Clough couldn't finish it. Mara knocked out of his hands, and a foul on Benter.
Looked like Mara had fallen down. Clough tried to take advantage there, but look at this pass. I'm not sure how he found Burnett, who did make himself available.
He knows where to go, Burnett. It's amazing.
He really
his
does.
feel. And this is just a little pause, and then bang, get it to the rim, high enough.
And right now, Matt Painter has to be happy with this team. They're in foul trouble, they're bigs, but just staying attached. That first matchup, they went on a 16-0 run Michigan did in the first half. They are so good at those unanswered runs that they've had all season. So right now, Purdue following the playbook in the game plan to perfection.
Vanderborg back in, playing with 2 fouls. Benter just picked up his 2nd. Under 4 minutes to play in the first half.
Pick up when this kid's on the floor.
Burnett, one-on-one with Smith.
Boy, perfect place to trap right there.
Yeah. We got a timeout with Michigan in front. 28-26, more first half action when we come back to Chicago.
Hannah, thanks for joining me for this Pick 6 for 1999.
Is this a podcast?
Absolutely it is. Now let's get vulnerable.
I don't know if my parents will...
Oh, no, not about you. About Pick 6 meal for 2.
Oh.
Pick 6 meal for 2 for 1999.
Dad, share the pic.
Can you share the photo?
The pic.
Oh, okay. Whoa, that turned out great, man. Yeah, AT&T gave me the new Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra on them. No expensive plan, no annoying boyfriend either. Gone. Bye. Boop.
Come on, Carl.
All right.
Share it. There you go. Oh, you should give him a chance.
I should have given boarding school a chance.
Get the new Samsung Galaxy S26 Ultra on us with eligible trade-in. Any condition. Most expensive plan not required.
All right, next we need a suggestion.
Enchilada. Sacrifice.
Okay, great.
Like how you don't have to sacrifice great coverage to save on insurance when you bundle home and auto with Progressive.
Maybe something a little less specific.
You forgot to say yes and. It's like Simon Says for them.
Acura, proud partner of Team USA.
Capital One Bank and back to the 2027 Final Four. Get the CBS Sports app. Be a part of March Madness today. Michigan 28, Purdue 26 in the Big Ten Championship. Right now, let's take a look at the All-State season recap. And for Michigan. 31 wins, tied for second most in school history. The scoring numbers, we haven't seen this since the 80s for the Wolverines. And the best point differential in school history, 18.4 points per game. And that's the 4th best in the nation. They are missing this young man, L.J. Kaysen, the ACL injury. In the first matchup, he had 13 points off the bench against Purdue, and it does provide a gaping hole for that second unit, someone that can just take over.
They got to figure it out. Kaysen was so important to this group. And obviously, Michigan just hasn't been quite as sharp on both ends here in Chicago, although they're learning how to win in close games.
Which could be valuable. McKinney fires. Offensive rebound, and it's Burnett with the cleanup duty.
Not known for that, but his activity prevails.
How about Michigan? They send 3-4 guys to the offensive glass.
I don't think they were afraid of the runouts as much as they would with other teams.
They are a +9 on the boards this season overall. Second chance point, 7-2 Michigan. And Lawyer thought Clough would be there. Instead, it's Lendebourg on the wing. Gale gets his way to the rim. The follow doesn't go. And bodies spilling out everywhere as Johnson ends up on his backside.
Axel just gives it up at the right time, though. Great decision maker. Pass that led to the pass, to the action at the rim, but this is just gorgeous.
They're flying down the floor. I thought Gale got fouled on that layup attempt.
Now it's going to be Clough picking up the personal on the follow attempt. That's number 3 on Clough.
That's tough right there.
So they could have called the foul there on Benter. Instead, it's Clough trying to get his body in there against Johnson.
And that was the game plan, too. They used the 2 bigs. Ren is coming in now. He's got some difficulties as well.
Free throws here for Morez Johnson Jr. So Kaufman-Wren replaces Clough, and now Cheddar and Cadeau in for McKinney and Lendebourg.
They really can't play without Cadeau on the floor. Decision maker, ability to create. It is a difficult situation right now, particularly the 2 centers.
So those 3 fouls, you're probably not going to see Clough for the final 3-14.
Absolutely, but you talk about Cadeau. Does Dusty May play him more minutes as we go into the NCAA tournament next week?
The timeouts are longer. That would certainly help, right? Bird's got to, earn his feet.
32-26, Michigan.
Smith's got that to be a little more offensive minded.
Kaufman-Wren inside, off the window.
He is very tough for a forward to play against. He is dominant as the 5-man.
Kaufman-Wren's got 6. We've got a 4-point game. And a steal by Smith.
Open look.
Ooh. Lawyer may have shuffled the feet, lost the ball, gets it back. Kick it. Benter lines it up. Bottom.
What a nice find. Patience. Pretty good penetration by Lawyer. And Benter, kid that can stick it. 35th.
First 3 points of the day for Jack Benter. Michigan leads by 1. We approach 2 minutes to go in this first half.
I would take Wren. Just see if he fouls. We got away with one.
Cadeau with an ephus, and it nearly went down. Out of bounds. Purdue takes over.
And now Purdue turning the screws on defense, going on a run of their own.
Well, that's how smart Cadeau is, though. He went right to Wren's body, right here.
Yeah, could have easily been.
Goodness. He is clever.
It was Lawyer who bounced it off of Roddy Gale.
Lawyer trying to step up on the offensive, too. Just not shooting jump shots, a little dribble drive, and then a find.
The senior leadership, Smith, Lawyer, Kaufman-Wren.
That's his floater.
Push shot. Kaufman-Wren drains it.
And they had success in their first matchup in that little short roll action. But the aggressiveness of Kaufman-Wren with fouls.
He must have the longest floater to wood. Unusual. Johnson doesn't take that many. That time comes up empty. Only 25 attempts this year, plus that one.
7-0 run for Purdue. They've got a 1-point lead over Michigan. 90 seconds to play until the break.
Corner jumper if he doesn't take this.
Smith,
there you
got him.
Not much showing. And why not? That'll build his confidence.
It is a 9-0 run since the Clough foul. Timeout, Michigan.
How about this little ball screen on the money? Not just a pretty face making passes.
Our goal for our kids has always been, whatever you do, do it to the best of your ability. I miss those moments in the car because it is quality time.
When it's down to one play, you want AZ Fudd to get the ball.
Southwest morning begins now. We need to stick together! Oh, no. Group C.
I thought you checked us in last night.
Well, I was a minute late.
I am not sitting in a middle seat. Get out of the way!
Let's go! Let's go!
Coming up, AT&T at the half. Adam Zucker, Clark Kellogg, Seth Davis, Bruce Pearl. They'll break down our first half, catch you up on all the latest teams to punch their ticket to the big dance. It's all coming up on AT&T at the half.
The original starting lineup back on the floor for Michigan. Next minute and change.
And they had a few bad offensive possessions there that contributed to Purdue's sort of run here, but the experience of Purdue, a little bit of adversity, got down a bit, but finishing the half strong, as Matt Painter would want.
35-32. Purdue.
They'll get through Mara again here if they can.
Cadeau.
Pretty
tough delivery by Cadeau.
And that's all because Mara was blocked from getting to the rim and help.
5 points, 7 assists for the junior Elliot Cadeau. Under a minute to play in this first half. Smith gets to the rim. It's one. Are they going to count it? They will.
It looked like the ball hit the backboard. Mara then.
He said it was underneath the rim.
It was.
But it did hit the, I'm sure it hit the glass. At least from this seat.
Smith tried to go quick. And after the ball hit the backboard, Mara touched it. I don't think it had any chance of going in, but it's the right call.
So Morris Johnson picks up the foul. Purdue up by 3.
Good to see Smith looking for the offense a little bit more. Don't you agree?
Yeah, he has. Ever since he changed the jersey.
If that's all it takes.
38-34 Boilermakers. 7 points, 5 assists for Braden Smith.
Mara can do some damage with Jacobson, can overpower.
Cadeau accelerates. Cutter.
Play. Those are,
Tamara, that is perfectly executed.
Those two are so good together on a string.
It's tough. The weak side, you can't get in there. Mara's so big. Not going to do anything.
There's a 12-second difference. Shot clock to game clock. Vanderborg defending Smith way outside.
Oh, 8 assists already.
Using 2 screens. Smith trying to set up his teammate Cox. Rimming out. And Mara keeps it high for the board. They've got 13 seconds to work with.
You go back to that high screen and roll action.
This is I would almost double that.
Cadeau, 4 seconds. 3, makes his move. Cadeau! That is fantastic!
That kid finishes. That's about a 6-foot youngster. Amongst the trees, a lot of it is conducive to the bigs up front because you're not sure what to do. But he has that innate ability to put it on his shoulders and finish the deal. Stand them up, blow by, and how about the arc? Toughness personified.
Some crafty stuff from Elliot Cadeau to tie this game at the break. 38-38 at halftime. Let's go to Tracy.
Back and forth throughout this game. What is it going to come down to in the second half?
We gotta keep our hands up so that we're not fouling. Try to keep all the bigs in the game for us, especially a dime and Rez. We need them today. TKR has been doing a good job dominating us down low. So pretty much second half, we're going to try to slow him down and try to guard Braden Smith better in the ball screen.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Tracy, end of the first half here in Chicago. We are deadlocked at 38 apiece, Purdue and Michigan. We'll send you to Adam Zucker and company in our New York studio for AT&T at the half. That's coming up right after these messages. Jersey Mike Subs, be a sub above. Getting you ready for second half action, all tied up. Let's check out the Capital One first half stats. Purdue shoots it at 48%, just 3 of 9 from three-point range. Michigan 4 of 13 from deep. Backstage, Tracy with forward Trey Kaufman-Renn from Purdue.
This is a typical Big Ten battle that we saw in the first half. What was Matt Painter's sticking points at halftime?
No, I mean, 2 of the best teams in the country, 2 of the best teams in the Big Ten, and, you know, just go out there and leave it all on the floor.
For you, what's your mindset that you want to take into the second half?
Fight. We got to fight, you know. Like I said, they're a really good team, so that's all we got to do.
Good luck. Thanks.
Yep, thank you.
Welcome back to CBS Sports presentation of NCAA Conference Championship Weekend presented by Allstate. Ian Eagle, Grant Hill, Bill Raftery, Tracy Wolfson, the rest of our CBS crew. Big Ten Championship. And this is what everybody came for, a highly competitive game, 2 excellent teams that could make a lot of noise this month.
Yes, indeed. Both teams playing well, and Purdue, the fight that they brought in that first half, they got to bring that in the second half. Be smart, because you know a run can easily come from Michigan.
I don't want to fight Renn, by the way.
yeah. I don't think you want any part of that.
Maybe calm them down a little bit, but they can't foul, obviously, and take advantage of their size. Clough and Renn as well.
This Purdue squad, they went through a dip, but what we're seeing now from the Boilermakers is what was expected before the season. A preseason #1 overall team. And Michigan, their respect level has grown throughout the year because of the way that they've beaten teams. Double-digit wins is the norm for Michigan. But in this tournament, they have been in a bunch of close games.
They have, but how about Purdue? You talked about that dip. That dip might have helped them a bit. Made them figure some things out, go through some adversity, make them stronger. They're going to need that strength here in the second half.
Braden Smith, he has 5 assists. He is now 7 away from tying Bobby Hurley for the all-time NCAA mark.
Everybody keeps busy when he has the ball. What a look. And nice hands. I think Cadeau maybe got his hands in there.
Cadeau jars it loose from Kaufman-Renn.
Do you two feel Michigan's really trying to find themselves a little bit without the rotations that they normally have had?
Agreed.
I thought he may have gotten fouled prior.
He was trying to draw a foul, tried to go into his shot. They didn't call it. Cadeau was arguing that he was grabbing on the arm. And
so it ends up being an up and down for Cadeau on a travel.
One of the few mistakes he's made here this afternoon.
Michigan has won 4 Big Ten tournament titles. Michigan State's got the Big Ten record with 6.
And what a nice job, Lawyer getting free. It goes, but that's all of him. They exchange, Cadeau exchange with Johnson. It's a mismatch for Johnson coming out, trying to negate that far from the hole.
And he's got 12 points to lead all scorers. Denial there by Clough, out of bounds.
Well, that last play, Johnson guarding him a little bit late, getting through that screen. Good contest. The Lawyer, he's able to get balanced after moving so fast and square those feet up and knock it in.
And that is assist number 6 for Braden Smith. Cadeau.
Nice pass.
And Burnett couldn't finish it. Had a clean look at the rim.
Boy, fell asleep defensively.
Smith. Kick out. Cox.
What a good job by Clough tying up the big fella. Hara negated.
That's another assist for Braden Smith. That's number 7. Purdue extends the lead. Johnson couldn't hand it off to Cadeau. He got fouled by Smith.
2 pretty good guys going after one another. Some mutual respect.
So the reason for the jersey change, he had a rip in the jersey that they clearly could not sew quickly enough.
He's not in sartorial splendor.
So number 41 is working for him right now. And it's out of bounds. Last touch
and Raff here to start this second half. Michigan's offense just right now not sharp, not crisp. Some deflections, some turnovers. They haven't been able to convert. The defense been good from Purdue. They got to buckle down here, Michigan, and get to executing.
The action's got to get involved a little bit like this.
Swing it. Lendeborg doesn't take the 3. Drives in, adjusts. Could not convert, and it's knocked out of bounds. Lendeborg wants to challenge it. I don't know if Dusty May is going to back him or not.
Well, they're going to make believe they're subbing while they take a look.
But look at Clough come over. Just be big, not foul.
And the assistant coaches might have seen it and said, hey, don't challenge. You're not going to win. It's a 5-point advantage for Purdue.
Purdue, when they're in motion, particularly number 2 Lawyer, good things really happen.
Smith tried to bounce it low to Clough. It's ruled a kickball. Shot clock at 20. Purdue's got the best assist-to-turnover ratio in the country, and in fact, the best assist-to-ratio numbers in 30 years in college basketball.
Matt Painter doesn't turn it over.
Matt Painter talked about no live ball turnovers for Purdue. Only 2 turnovers here this afternoon.
And 12 assists. Clough gets great position with the left hand.
I love that Mara can't leave Lawyer, so you're alone on an island defensively. What a great read.
Oscar Clough has got 11. 7-0 Purdue in the second half. Cadeau, swing, Lendeborg.
Got what they want here. Bounce and help. Dig a little bit.
Mara comfortable with either hand. Works inside and he banks it home.
He's clever.
He is. And that time Purdue chose not to come like they did in the first half. Then Mara made him pay.
6 points, 5 rebounds for Mara. Had a big defensive impact in the semifinals when he finished with 5 blocks. Lawyer swing for Smith. He's got the big. He gets around him. Ball fake. Kaufman-Renn. The spin. In and out. Grab by Mara.
He's been much more active though, Red. Posting up, cutting.
Thinking Michigan, you got to go back inside tomorrow. Lindenborg currently has Smith on him. They can't find him.
They're giving Johnson the jumper. He's not taking it.
And they had the low post in there with the mismatch. At least he got rebounding.
Inside. Johnson turns. Johnson, tough angle. And it's controlled by Kaufman-Renn.
Body up by Clough helped.
Purdue up 5 with possession. Smith bounces. Clough. Kaufman-Renn. The floater doesn't go. Clough tries to keep it alive and does.
He and Smith collaborated beautifully.
Smith looking to give it up. Shot clock down to 12.
Well, this is tough here for Burnett. Clough weak side rebounding too.
Kaufman-Renn spins. And a foul was called before the shot. Big men in the Big Ten on the big stage exchanging buckets. You're watching the TIAA Big Ten Championship.
Nothing beats March.
Or 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the.
To Wiz get a surprise visit from country superstar Zach Brown. Light your torch. CBS Wednesday and streaming on Paramount Plus. One of these two teams is going to survive the Big Ten Championship. 45-40, Purdue in front. Let's take a look at who brings it home. Presented by Wayfair.
Right away, Purdue, defensive rebounding and must. Michigan had some offensive rebounds in that first half. They've done a good job here, and you have to contain Cadeau, who is the engine for Michigan.
Yeah, Biggs up front, got to do a little more damage. Contest, keep Smith out of the lane. Lawyer with 12 and 3 as well. Pretty, again, loading up.
Out of the timeout, Kaufman-Renn drains it.
He has been physical, and Johnson really just let him set up.
Like that ATO there from Matt Painter. Go right at Johnson.
Kaufman-Renn now in double figures with 10. Lendeborg was asking for it against Lawyer. Cadeau goes the other way for Johnson.
A pretty good job by Cox.
Cadeau rims out, rebounded by Smith. Let's check in with Tracy.
During that timeout, Dusty May not worried about the offense. He said defensively, you're just standing there. They're getting whatever they want. He said, you're the best defense in the country. Play that way.
Playing small right now.
Smith drives. Kaufman-Renn.
Have him what he wants.
And he lays it in. Kaufman-Renn has been strong.
How about tweaking and playing him at the 5 spot?
And that's 8 assists now for Braden Smith. The lead has ballooned to 9. Michigan has just 2 points here in the second half. Lindeborg one-on-one with Cox. Screen Johnson. Lindeborg. He puts it up and in, off the glass.
And Michigan needed that. Lindeborg needed that. He needs to now be more aggressive, looking for his shot, getting involved on the offensive end.
9 points for Lindeborg. Purdue leads by 7.
Looking for some more size, too. Howard's going to be back in here.
Smith, 2-man game with Kaufman-Renn. Bounce it right back to him. It's automatic.
He's so good with that. Any sort of drop coverage or absent-mindedness, basically. He's beating on the bounce.
51-42. Lindeborg in takeover mode.
Putting his head down,
just like you said.
Downhill, yes. But Michigan's going to have to figure out how to defend this 2-man game. Kaufman-Renn and Smith are getting whatever they want here. This high screen and roll action.
They're going to run it again.
Milk it.
Smith
does a great job hesitating and baiting, orchestrating.
They switch now. Lindeborg is dealing with Kaufman-Renn. Smith motors to the rim and scores.
And he's great going to his right. He got everybody overloading left. The blow by against the big fella.
53-44. Purdue. Lindeborg around 2 bodies. He bounced it off the back of the backboard, and it's out of bounds.
The lawyer really competed defensively. You like this one?
Nice pocket pass there. Great action. Those two, their chemistry they have is absolutely extraordinary. And the blow by there, little hesitation, froze the defense. And now Matt Painter, his group, is doing everything on the offensive end to perfection.
Sorry, Bird, those days off practice paid off.
Purdue would become the 2nd lowest seed to ever win the Big Ten tournament. Michigan was previously the lowest seed at 8. Again and again! This is not an instant replay for Trey Kaufman-Renn.
He has the longest floater in NCAA basketball. Terrific range with that baby.
And that's 10 assists now for Braden Smith. Michigan is down by 11. Cadeau hangs and gets the roll.
So good and clever, isn't he?
That screen and roll with him and Mara, so hard to defend.
This Purdue team was 17-1 to start the season, then lost 3 in a row and lost their way a bit.
That was same defense, though. Wasn't what he liked.
Fend off. Smith go one-on-one with Mara.
How about this size disparity?
Smith, the handles.
Did a good job.
And he gets it to go! How did he do it?
Look at him flexing.
Plus the foul.
Unbelievable. This kid, he is such a competitor.
I thought Mara had him right here, but the nice shot fake.
So did he. Oh, look at the flex. Show him. Show those pipes. Matt, I want you to post me up more.
Boilermakers fans going wild in Chicago. Purdue up double digits.
When your phone plan's as good as
Tournament rebound all week long on CBS Sports Network. Now Purdue is really taking it to Michigan in this second half, 57-46. Time for our fast analysis presented by AT&T.
This high pick and roll action, the pocket pass, the short roll, and Kaufman-Renn right now has just been efficient. He's been physical. He's getting whatever he wants. Braden Smith is setting the table there, and this action right here was a thing of beauty. We talk about Michigan and their defense, but this second half, 9 of 11 from the field for Purdue, 81%. And the seniors are stepping up for the Boilermakers.
And the assist record well within reach. 2 shy of tying Bobby Hurley for the all-time mark.
I just love Purdue's mixing up. Different 5-man at times. Clough out. Renn is just taking over. Low.
Michigan is searching right now. Cheddar short on a 3. And Kaufman-Renn gets fouled by Lindeborg.
Again, all over the floor. He's got his fingerprints, Ren.
Michigan having a tough time stopping Purdue. And the Boilermakers are rolling right now. 58-46. This is Conference Championship Weekend presented by Allstate.
Mama.
TIAA. Lock in the win. Discover. Score cash back on every purchase with Discover. And by Ford Blue Cruise hands-free highway driving. The last 5 Big Ten tournament champions, that included Purdue, who won it here at the United Center. In fact, they've won 6 straight here at the United Center. Next, CBS Sports will be the first to reveal the entire bracket on the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship Selection Show. Then, our experts over on CBS Sports Network examine the entire field. NCAA March Madness Bracket Breakdown. March Madness is here on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. We are now closing in on 1 hour away from finding out where everybody is headed, who's in, who's out. The 2026 NCAA Men's Championship.
Axel trying to keep Smith totally out of play, not letting him get a touch.
And guys, Purdue is 9 of 11 from the field in this second half. Oh, Kaufman-Renn!
Goodness.
Wow, an okey-doke from Kaufman-Renn for the deuce.
Oh, the janitor. Lingerie on the deck. Goodness. Uptick.
18 points. They need buckets. Lendeborg provides that one from downtown.
They need stops too right now. Need to figure out Kaufman-Renn.
You know what? I wouldn't switch anymore. I would play straight up.
I agree.
Don't take this kid off the ball. Axel's so good defensively, but they get what they want because of the switches.
Smith again draws Morrow. We saw what he did last time on this one-on-one.
Take him to the post. That's his game.
Smith.
He does.
And he fades and hits. He is locked and loaded.
Great matchup. Search out the big guy.
And he's 5 of 5 wearing number 41.
You think he'll keep it during the tournament?
I'd have to consider it.
Oh, man, the seniors taking over. Look at the footwork, the shot fake. Get the big fella in the air. The slippery eel. Kevin McHale would be happy. And then I love the attacking him. Get Mara to retreat off balance. And Smith, who had struggled shooting the basketball earlier in this tournament, is feeling it with the 41.
Jack Benter just picked up his 3rd foul. 13-point lead for Purdue.
They are playing good. They offered a great help to bail Lawyer out. Here's that double they got away from.
Cheddar goes down. Mara feeds for Cadeau. Shot clock is winding down. Cadeau lets it fly. Rebound. Smith got his hand on it. McKinney saves it for Cadeau. Wow. Knocked over the table. The drive. Cadeau had it blocked out of bounds.
Kenny's okay. Goodness, he punished.
Man, he sure did. Bodies everywhere. Tell me these guys don't want it. Both Braden Smith and McKinney
going down.
Well, that was like an accordion as he hit one side and then everything just crumbled. Michigan retains it. We're just about at the midway point of this second half.
They haven't had really a good flow. Good match off the bounce.
Cadeau is fouled.
Remember early in the game, he tried to draw that foul. This time he gets it. Very clever.
Kaufman-Renn can't believe it's going to be shots as he picks up his 3rd. CBS Tonight. See why over 20 million viewers and counting have made Marshall's TV's #1 new show. Luke Grimes stars in Marshall's, a new era of Yellowstone. New episode tonight after 60 minutes on CBS.
And Raph, you said it best. Michigan, the offense, there's no flow, no rhythm, not really getting into their sets. You give Purdue credit with their defense, but Cadeau missing a free throw there. They got to find it here. Looking a little befuddled on the offensive end.
Yeah, coming to the tournament, you're absolutely right.
Michigan looking for their first Big Ten double, winning the regular season championship outright and then backing it up with a Big Ten tournament championship. Never happened for the Wolverines.
Axel's so good at ragging the guy. That's why I like to stay on him. Don't switch it.
And guys like Braden Smith, they're not used to a 6'9" guy with that kind of size picking up full court.
Again, the switch, and now...
Oh, Smith, is he feeling it? Off the rim.
He's going to take Mara for dinner, I think.
Cadeau goes high, caught by Mara, and he will flush it down.
Lawyer had no chance.
He tried like heck. You're right.
Sometimes life just isn't fair.
It's not fair.
The long arms of the law prevailing.
Michigan has cut it to 10. Smith being watched by Lindeborg. We approach 9 minutes to go.
There's the switch. Smith in the far. Ooh, he may have walked.
Lawyer. Wild attempt. Mara holds his ground. Michigan with a stop. McKinney streaking up the floor.
Oh, goodness. I wait for the bigs.
Harris with a dislodge on Lindenborg.
It won't count for McKinney. He had a good look at a three, but the whistle had already blown. DJ Karstensen, Keith Kimball, Brian Dorsey, our officiating crew here this afternoon.
Maybe not a bad foul right there for Purdue.
Save the three-pointer, right?
Save the three-pointer, and you could just feel the momentum building for Michigan.
Slowed it down a little bit.
So Harris picks it up. Change here. Kaufman-Wren will get a breather.
Well, they found the secret. Just play with 1 5-man, particularly in the second half.
And now Lawyer sits, replaced by Meyer. Cadeau, screen, Mara. Lob it up. Put it down! A special delivery from Cadeau.
Oh, they are showing their pedigree right now. They win all those games. 31.
They have 36 points in the paint. And they trail Purdue by 8.
They picked up the defensive intensity here.
Smith, low dribble, bounces, Clough, great position, he's fouled.
Just breaking you down, number 41 again in the lane. That snake dribble, and Clough is so broad, it establishes that position.
But Cheddar set a back screen on Mara's man right there. They didn't switch Purdue. A little Spain action for the Spaniard.
And Mara trying to help Michigan rally in this second half against Purdue. 8:29 mark. Free throws here for Oscar Clough.
Kid's had some career. You mentioned where he has stopped. 22 double-doubles last year. He fills the sheet up.
Great finisher around the rim. He's become very reliable.
And a good passer, too, Bird.
And he makes both free throws. Shoots it at 70%. He's got 13 points. Back to a 10-point lead for Purdue.
Number 2 with the 2 bigs on the floor now.
McKinney picked up by Smith into the hands of Lindeborg, and now it's Cadeau.
I think go back to this high screen roll.
They're running it again.
Cadeau couldn't get the banker. Rebound knocked over to Smith.
Smart. Knows the clock.
No rush here. Braden Smith tried to get around Lindeborg. Under 8 minutes to play. Harris trying to feed the post. Kaufman-Wren is back in, playing with Clough.
Nice shot by McKinney. They still can go to Wren if they want with that match.
Meyer now with 6 to shoot.
He can elevate too, this kid.
Meyer. Tough shot. Off the back of the iron. Cheddar took a shot to the face. No call. It's a play on. Shooting practice. Harris can't hit the 3. Rebound. Clough blocked by Mara.
What an effort by Mara. He has played terrific this afternoon, competing at the highest level against 2 tough inside people for Purdue.
And the 4th foul on Oscar Clough. 64-54. Purdue's got the lead.
I mean, we all do it. You see a line, have no idea what it's for, but your brain is like, should I join it? It's crazy, right?
Hey, let me call you back. I got to stand in a line.
This is Freshpet. Here, there are no fillers, no spray-on flavors. There are no cut corners, no easy ways out. Just vet-developed recipes packed with fresh meat and healthy veggies. Because real, fresh, healthy food belongs in everybody's bowl. Fresh Bet. Healthy food, fresh from the fridge.
Purdue has been on another level in this second half offensively, 11 of 18, and they've taken advantage of Michigan mistakes, points off turnovers. Ian Eagle, Grant Hill, Bill Raftery, Tracy Wolfson, Big Ten championship game. Physicality, that was a theme going in. It's played out exactly that way.
As it should. This is Big Ten basketball at its best. But give credit Purdue, the grit, the toughness. Sometimes it's X's and O's. Sometimes it's heart and desire, and they've shown a bunch of it.
And sometimes it's uniform change. You go from 3 to 41, all of a sudden you're terrific. But he's a great talent. Expectations of him on a consistent basis are extraordinary.
Well, Will Cheddar took a shot to the lip as Kaufman-Wren extended his arm. Cheddar went down. The two bigs went down. That had nothing to do with what happened there. They were just jostling themselves.
You want to play in the Big Ten?
Yep.
That's why you went ACC, I think.
What are you saying?
I mean, I think we know what he said.
Oh, man.
So the officials did take a look at it.
They don't make that call on intent, but that was accidental, obviously.
So remember, fourth foul on Clough. So now it's Kaufman-Wren manning the middle. Michigan trailing by 10. Lendeboard.
Got to get it Cadeau when it gets late.
Now Mara. Cheddar was asking for it. 10 to shoot.
Nice
Mara,
drop.
the spin off. That's really nice.
He does a nice job feeling you, the weight distribution, the drop step curl. Detroit, a ballerina at his best.
Back to single digits, under 7 minutes to play. 18 assists for Purdue. 2 turnovers.
This is the matchup they wanted all game long.
Again, we see it with Smith against Mara. 7 to shoot.
Nice trap.
And Meyer's going to get an open jumper if they continue this.
Bounce it. Meyer, open look. Short. Rebounded by Smith. It bounced off Kaufman-Wren. Smith had his feet taken out from under him by Cheddar.
Right now, those long shots become long rebounds, and Purdue has been able to get a bunch of them there, and Braden Smith ends up with the basketball there.
He does a lot of things, though. This kid is some winner.
He sure is.
Each squad has 5 team fouls. That's the second personal on Cheddar. Cox will toss it in for Purdue. 20 seconds on the shot clock.
Chugging on cuts.
Letting them play.
I'll say.
Cox hands to Smith. Right now he has 10 assists. 2 away from tying the all-time mark. Smith feed it. Kaufman-Wren float it for 2.
It's unbelievable. That little mid-range shot he has and the find as well.
And that is now 11 assists for Braden Smith. Get into it quickly here. Double team Lendeboy.
Nice.
Intercepted. On the diagonal feed, Smith steps in front.
Is there anything else this kid can do?
Get it ahead. Bender back outside. And now Meyer trying to get it to Smith and Will with under 6 minutes to play.
Raph, I like how they're milking this high screen roll. Mara in that drop coverage.
Smith, give it up. Kaufman-Wren drive. Ball got jarred loose. Still available. Benter fires short. And rebounded by McKinney. McKinney up the floor. Takes it in and draws the foul.
That's his game, though. He can penetrate. We know he can make a 3.
So McKinney is going to the free throw line where he shoots it at 91%. Benter has just been charged with his 4th foul.
You can see Purdue's defense, though. They've really stepped it up. More aggressive, assisting one another, communicating better.
And Purdue is playing its 4th game in 4 days. They did not get the triple bye. The win over Northwestern on Thursday, beat Nebraska on Friday, defeated UCLA yesterday. CBS Tuesday, lock into an all-new action-packed NCIS night. New episodes of NCIS, NCIS Origins, and NCIS Sydney. This Tuesday, starting at 8, 7 Central on CBS.
Raph, right now, Morez Johnson back in the game. Mara will sit. So Michigan will play that pick and roll coverage a little bit differently. Maybe switch everything. That drop coverage was working in Purdue's advantage, and Kaufman-Wren making them pay.
And Purdue's going to go bigger with Clough checking in with those 4 fouls. 5:31 on the clock.
And Bert, you mentioned 4 games in 4 days. I think it really has helped Smith find himself this 4th day.
100%.
Great about himself.
He has just been in complete command for the Boilermakers. He is matched up with Burnett on the outside.
Got to go inside against this lineup.
Lawyer, the drive. Cut off. Clough. Feed it. Clough.
Just,
the Clough bluff.
How do you get around him?
Can't.
Legs, the broad shoulders.
And he's got 15 points. Purdue up by 10. Less than 5 minutes to play. Lendeborg's got the size advantage, turns, fires. He was looking for a foul. Johnson, rebound, and put back.
Gren smart not to foul either. Got to get something out of this pressure, I think.
Benter and Clough each with 4 fouls. We have 4:32 remaining.
Look at the double here. Fine, but no rotation from the back.
Smith one-on-one with Cadeau.
2 tough competitors here.
Smith crosses over. Clough gets Lawyer involved. Shot clock's down to 2. Lawyer fires. Hits the rim. Clough knocks it out of bounds. He made contact with Lendeborg.
Almost a foul right there. A lot of contact. Clough with those 4 fouls.
That's a love tap in the Big Ten.
That could have been number 5 for Oscar Clough.
Very easily.
Everybody agreeing with you.
A little junior college throwback.
Yeah, they know each other.
That must have been some junior college matchup.
Think about that all these years later. 68-60 Purdue. Michigan with under 4 minutes to go. The number 1 seed in the Big Ten tournament, down by 8. Lendeborg got him.
They're right there. They don't go away. Talk about hearts of champions. These kids believe.
17 points. He leads the Wolverines.
Got to get back in rhythm if you're Purdue, I think. You can't just run the clock now. Get into your motion. There's a trap at half court. They have not done that.
Off the double team. Clough.
Oh, they had an open corner.
Give it up. Lawyer. Shot clock is down to 6. Entry. Clough. Body's there, and Clough is undeterred.
He buries the defender under the rim, that big wide body.
What a threat he is in the post. 7-point game. McKinney off the shake. Cadeau extra. Burnett, they need it. Off the rim.
Nice look by Cadeau. Set him up.
Smith weaving. And now we'll back it out with 2:50 on the clock.
Now you're familiar with this. You got a guard that runs the show, Grant. I mean,
Lawyer doesn't go.
On the 3.
A foul. Lawyer is going to the free throw line to possibly add to this Purdue lead. We've got 2:44 left in the Big Ten Championship.
With all these Hilton Honors points, I could stay for free.
Fred nowhere to help. Great footwork. And right now, Purdue, you see the 38 points in the paint today. They don't change who they are. You're going against maybe one of the best interior defenses in all of college basketball. But Purdue stay true to who they are, attack the bigs, make them pay. You got a chance, very close, to another Big Ten tournament conference championship.
Of course, Smith, 14 and 11 assists, 0 turnovers. That is incredible at this pace.
Well, 20 assists for the team with only 2 turnovers overall for Purdue.
Lawyer shoots it at 87%.
That's shocking.
(72-63) Purdue.
Forced them to use clock, but I think you got to be in a little bit of a hurry here.
Yeah.
If you're Michigan, get a touch on the block to the big guy.
Lendeborg defended by Lawyer. 2.5 to play. The spin, kick, Cadeau, blocked on the outside. Lendeborg goes down on the play.
He got hurt. He slipped on the floor.
Lawyer feeds it. Cox back outside. No rush right now.
He is hurting. He turned to Lawyer because I think Lawyer, it was in a sense, stepped on his foot. But again, the slip on the sideline earlier, same thing under the rim.
Yeah, Lawyer fell and he slipped. You're right.
And he is really hurt.
He's laboring there.
But he is some competitor, though. Releasing him up.
Did you see the block on the three-point attempt from Brady Smith? He may want to stick with 41 the rest of the way.
Well, he's posting up against
he's supposed
a die, right? Why not do that?
Oh, man.
2:16 on the clock.
He doesn't want to go out either. He'll be right back.
He was trying to wave them off, but the coaches insisted. And now Gale replaces him.
Mike Boynton over there with Dusty. You know, this is important, but they got a lot more work ahead of them.
They go long here for Smith.
Again, the run and jump, post up.
Kaufman-Renn, just over 2 minutes to go.
Really well versed.
Hand it to Cox. 7 on the timer. Cox. Bounce it. Kaufman-Renn. It's blocked by Mara.
Oh, they got his shoulders hurting him too, Renn.
Burnett ball fake. Less than 2 minutes to play. Michigan is down by 9. McKinney, the head and shoulder fake. The spin. Tough deuce for McKinney.
Quick timeout as well.
And Kaufman-Renn is laboring in pain.
Yeah, he and Cadeau got mixed up at the far end. How about this length, huh? Prevailing. Whew.
Michigan still alive.
Taxes was so taxing.
Now taxes is so free. Tax-free edition only. Roughly 37% of filings qualify. Simple form 1040 returns only. This is taxes. File for free and get the most money back. Guaranteed.
Purdue's got a 72-65 lead over Michigan. Lendeborg went down with what appeared to be an ankle injury. He remains on the Michigan sideline. And then Kaufman-Renn, a shoulder problem. He's been grabbing at that left shoulder, just trying to get into a place of comfort.
His arms get
tangled up with Cadeau there.
Ooh, just wrenching it away.
He'll sit right now, but Purdue will go small. I think Bender in the game for him. They got to handle this pressure.
Lawyer get it ahead for Benter.
Smart.
And now they try to play keep away. McKinney fouls him.
Play the foul game, why not?
And that is team foul number 7.
A smart foul. Benter only 52% from the free throw line. So knowing the scouting report, knowing who to foul for Michigan.
And Lendeborg back in for Michigan. And Mara will return as well. 1:33 to play.
A little offense, defense here.
Yeah.
First time to the line today, Jack Benter, the redshirt freshman. 1-on-1.
Got a great stroke.
Yeah.
You know, he can make threes. 40% from 3.
8-point advantage for Purdue. Better 2 out of 2. Boilermakers up by 9. Cadeau swing. McKinney, the 3 ball is in and out. It was halfway down.
Boy, he had it too.
Good.
Nobody back.
Get it ahead and just give him the Oscar.
That's the gamble where you're unaccustomed to pressing. Nice again, spin. How about this?
Reverse jam for Mara.
The whole package.
1 minute to play. And a foul is called.
You're right. You said it best, Raph. This Michigan team not accustomed to being in this situation, picking up full court. Uncharted waters for them. Right. Conversely, Purdue, the experience, they have seen it all, so they have handled the press and the trapping as well as you can.
Remember last year with Duke, they were in a similar situation where they just blew out teams throughout the season. I'm sorry, I'm not even looking at you, Grant. I'm looking at Raph.
He's got to bring up old stuff.
He's easily offended.
The point being is, now the questions would pop up. How are you going to handle it? How are you going to handle the stress, the pressure, the angst?
100%. They've been so dominant this season, but you know that in a tournament run, to win a championship, you have to win close games. You have to win ugly games. And Michigan, they're experiencing it right now, what they will experience when they get into the big dance.
You were saying the other day also, at least 2 tough games in the NCAA tournament.
Sure.
That you get by.
To win a championship, no question.
Under a minute left. Purdue up by 11. McKinney to Linderborg. He will fire and hit.
But there's so much he can do. Ooh, Bender took a shot.
The bodies have been flying here in the second half. Timeout taken. 8-point lead for the Boilermakers. 46.2 to play. After finding out what the 2026 NCAA Men's Basketball Championship will look like, who's going where, who gets in, who's left out. All the emotions.
One of the most exciting days. I mean, for us, too, we get to crown a champion here, find out where we're going to be, the brackets. It all starts here tonight on CBS.
You had no anticipation problems, though. You were in when you were playing.
Very true.
You're just making true statements left and right, Bill.
But see,
you state the obvious.
44 seconds left. Smith to Lawyer, trying to handle the pressure. They are going to call the foul. Burnett couldn't believe it. He thought that they had a clean trap on Lawyer. It's Burnett picking it up.
Boy, Axel does take over this team, though, doesn't he? All the conversations. He's the leader of the pack.
No question. Actually, pretty good hands right there by Burnett. Great trap.
No matter what happens here, Michigan is going to be a #1 seed. It's just a matter of where they slot in. The questions are with Purdue. CBS Sports Bracketology has Purdue as a 2, and this would certainly solidify their resume. Lawyer doesn't go. Get it ahead for Cadeau. 38 seconds left.
Quick 3. Ooh, I thought he had a chance.
Linderborg fires off the rim. Rebounded by Clough, and he's fouled.
Raph, Michigan's had 2 3-pointers go in and out. First that McKinney one, and then right there at the top of the key, Lindenborg got a good look as we see Gene Katie approving.
All smiles.
Yeah.
He loves the physicality of the game, Gene.
Yeah, I think he says it's not.
Football player.
I think he says it's not physical enough.
Yeah, he played at K-State football, carry it over to his days at Purdue.
You know what else he would love? 2 turnovers for Purdue today. 2.
Indeed.
Mistake-free basketball from Matt Painter's squad. Oscar Clough.
You've got a backcourt that's played, it seems like, 10 years together.
Well, think about what the front court has done as well. 20 points from Clough, 20 points from Kaufman-Renn. And then you just alluded to it. How about the legacy for these seniors for Smith and Lawyer and Kaufman-Renn? They've been a part of this program for so long. They've been such a huge part of the culture.
You know, both teams have such a buy-in, though, with their staff and with one another. It's really impressive to be around them. You can see why they're successful.
Another one here for Oscar Clough. Rebounded by Linderborg. The shot clock and game clock all lined up. Michigan is down by 9.
Nice play, drive and find.
Cheddar's 3, no good. Rebound. Burnett working the interior to cut into the Purdue lead. 17 seconds left.
3 good looks, 2 from 3.
Get it in. Cox ahead for Lawyer.
Boy, they have been well prepped for this, haven't they?
And Clough will be fouled with 11.7.
Boy, there's a hit on every play.
Purdue fans rejoicing.
Got to give credit to Matt Painter. As you said earlier, Ian, they started 17-1, then went 500 last 14 games, but they figured something out. A week of practice, Chicago's been great to them, really playing their best basketball when it matters. Gonna make some free throws, though. I'm sure they'll work on that this week.
Won the Big Ten tournament title here at the United Center in 2023. They are 11.7 seconds away from doing it again. 1 out of 2. And become the first 7 seed to win the Big Ten tournament championship. Rebound off the miss. Purdue has pulled it off. The Boilermakers will raise the trophy. They are the Big Ten tournament champions. They knock off the 1 seed Michigan. And they'll try to ride this momentum into the NCAA tournament. 80-72. Purdue defeats the Wolverines. Preseason #1 in the country. Purdue, they've done it their way. It was not necessarily the traditional route, but here they are at the end of the Big Ten tournament. They're champions.
And celebrating this backcourt. Been together, been down the road, stick-to-itiveness, the confidence that they exude. They took some hits, as you alluded to. But I think the last couple of weeks they found themselves, and particularly the few days off, coming to this tournament and prepped them.
Yeah, no question. The irony, they did it with defense. I mean, superior offensive execution. But the thing that everyone talked about, their defense suffered mid-season, but they held this high-powered Michigan offensive attack to 72 points. They did it collectively, and they earned the right to celebrate as they are.
A 7 seed in the Big Ten tournament just based on the results down the stretch of the season. They went 4-4 over their last 8 games in the Big Ten, but now they are champions. We send it over to Tracy.
They are champions, and Ian, you mentioned it. #1 preseason overall. You're playing like that right now. What's the biggest difference in your team able to knock off this Michigan squad?
Yeah, we've been much better defensively. There's no way around it. Our guys have really committed here in the Big Ten tournament. We had some struggles defensively. We've been really good scoring the basketball. We got a great offense. Today we were better defensively. We built on in this tournament, and hopefully it helps us in the NCAAs.
How about the unselfishness? 21 assists, 11 of those from Braden, just 2 turnovers.
Yeah, he's fabulous, man. When we get a matchup that we like, his ability to pass and get the ball where it needs to be really helps us out. But just happy for him, man. Braden Smith's where all of our guys have, but he's worked really hard to be here.
I'd love to get TKR here, but they're in the middle of a mosh pit right now. Talk about the job these bigs did against this Michigan front court.
Yeah, we liked our matchup last time. He just missed too many of them. He was 12 for 26 in the first game, but we were getting the shots that we liked. And then once they went a little bit smaller, and then they came back big, we kept getting our pocket pass. We kept getting it to where we needed, and he came through with some big-time plays.
Well, let me try and get TKR over here. You told me at halftime, I asked you what your mindset was. You didn't tell me that you were going to come out here in the second half and dominate. What was the difference for you and this team?
Honestly, it's just, Braden being able to come out, give me those pocket passes, just me getting to my spots. It's all these guys. It's PJ having confidence in me to make those shots and setting me up.
How does it sound to bring a Big Ten tournament championship back to Purdue?
Feels great, man. It feels great. We let Michigan get the regular season title, and that's what I told the guys before. We got to win this one then. We got to win this one.
How's the shoulder doing? We saw you wincing a little at the end there.
It's good now, man. I couldn't even catch a pass. But, man, I'm just glad that we pulled out the win.
Yeah, when you win, everything feels much better. Well, good luck in the NCAA tournament. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Yep.
Tracy, it is a Boilermaker celebration. Purdue finishes up at 27-8 on the season, and they knock off the #1 seed in the Big Ten Tournament Championship. Something to build on, certainly, because you get a win like this, it injects you with confidence.
Propels you forward. You know they've got talent and experience. Just a matter of tidying things up. They did a heck of a job.
And now we're going to find out where they're going, just like everybody else.
I can't wait. What a performance from this group. You said it best. Purdue has a chance for a deep tournament run. Can't wait to watch.
So many special spots, too. The bigs, the small, they really are connected.
Our final score here in Chicago, 80-72. Purdue wins the Big Ten title. For Bill Raftery, Grant Hill, Tracy Wolfson, Gene Steratore, our entire CBS crew, Ian Eagle saying so long from the United Center. Stay tuned. The Selection Show coming up at 6 Eastern here on CBS. But first, let's send you over to Brent Stover and company in our studio, Capital One.
Women